I've got a duty to protect these girls.
Early in the morning,
What's going on, people? It's your boy Cam, Topical Juice. Apologies for the late video. I was mad tired. I watched the whole episode, but I didn't want to do the video until this morning. I've woken up at 10 a.m. after waking up at like 5, waking up at 4. Now I'm mad tired. I'm all over the place. It's starting to heat up now, I think, in terms of the season getting better. But it's still not great, is it? Anyway, let's get straight into this video, man. Like the video with me, hit the bell to be notified me. Press that subscribe button for me. Roll to 50k. All of that. Apologies for my look. I've got bare eye boogers in my eye, and you know when you got the end of the bread in your eyes, the end of the loaf, all that crust. So the episode starts with Chris speaking to arachnophobia. Artichoke. Oh, sorry, what's the name? Armadillo. So I'm only joking. So Chris is actually speaking to Antibiotics, yeah, and she ends up saying that she's coming to this show seriously. She's coming for a serious boyfriend. She's taking it serious. She wants a man. But at the end of the day, age is a big thing. What? Age is a big thing. What kind of lie is this? You're the female R. Kelly. Age ain't nothing but a number. No, them ones there. Ain't you with Toby, who's about half your age? And now you're coming out saying that you got history with Sawdust Tom. He's about 8 years younger than you. And not only that, these escapades that you've been having, whether it's Xbox head Toby, whether it's Sawdust head Tom, they all seem to be around at the same time that you had a boyfriend. So I'm a bit confused at the timeline here. Did you or did you not have conversations with these men while you were taken with someone else? And the answer is yes at the end of the day. You were having communications when you had a boyfriend, and you were building, like, what do you call it, almost like emotionally cheating, like getting to know other people and flirting with other people while you've got a man. Like, you're literally a cougar. You be specifically hunting these young boys down. So I don't know what you're talking about. You're looking for men, this, that. So you're crying over Chris this episode, all while you're trying to flirt with Josh again and like say that we're having sex with each other with their eyes and stuff. What are you talking about? You're not serious. In your mind, you're not here for anything serious. Like most of these people ain't here for nothing serious. You're just here to boost your career. So as I said, Chris and Arabella have a conversation, and he tells Orangutan that they should stop kissing, basically. And you know what, yeah, it's a sticky one, because even though I was just critical of Antarctica, yeah, she does make a fair point. And I don't think it's unfair for her to question how much Chris liked her if he can move on so fast. Now, I understand, this is Love Island. You're meant to get to know multiple people. But when, guys, give me one example. I know there's one probably in 10 years, maybe 2. But just give me one example, yeah, in history where people have been happy to let the person they like explore multiple people and it ends up with them getting together. I'm sure there's a few Casa examples as well, but it's very rare. 99%, yeah, of examples where if we're in a couple and we're getting to know each other and then someone walks in and then the person I'm with wants to get to know them, or someone walks in for me and I want to get to know them, no one's happy about that. I know they say, yeah, we can get to know multiple people, it's not that bad, it's okay. They don't mean it. So even though Chris is well entitled to get to know Sophie now she's come in, and even though they've said that's okay, no one's ever going to want to be second best, or no one's ever going to want to be a side dish. No one's going to be happy to watch someone get on with someone else while you want to get on with them. Most people are happy with, okay, if we're starting to build something here, I want you to show me that it's worth continuing. That's what most people's mindset is. So yeah, I think Chris kind of made the right decision by saying, yeah, I can't be kissing you while I'm with Sophie or trying to get to know Sophie. But if you're reading between the lines here, what he's saying is he's going to pull back a lot with Angelica. He's going to focus his energy on Sophie. That's what he's saying. And the proof was in the pudding that he actually openly told Arachnophobia that he has a crush, a huge crush on Sophie, one from the outside. I thought that was irrelevant information, but the fact that he freed that information up, he volunteered that information. Don't know why he did all that, but anyway, Callum and G speak, and she basically says that it's nice to reminisce with Tom. And she explains to Georgia that Tom actually visited her all the way in York on the outside without a phone for some reason. So he just wrote her number down, travelled all the way to York and just called her or something on it. Maybe using a stranger's phone, I'm not too sure. Quite romantic, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think Sawdust Tom had that in him. That is pretty old school. And Callum appreciated that. He even made jokes, about Tom driving out to see her, etc, etc. But Callum, I like Callum in it. Yeah, he might be slow. But I really do like Callum. He's grown on me a lot in it. And I do want a happy ending for him. But I just don't think it's not looking good for him, man. It really ain't. You've got Molly who's infatuated with Tom. You've got Georgia who's infatuated with Tom. You got Georgia who's infatuated with Toby. Everyone's onto his ex, so he's gonna be like just left alone. I just don't want him to go outside, man. I think he's cool. Anyway, Mitch and Lib speak, and honestly, as much as I love Lib, she is dense. She is dense. She is thicker than the trunk of an oak tree, bro. I'm telling you, thicker than a female sumo wrestler's thighs, G. I'm telling you, she is dense. She is thick, thicker than a Snicker. I can't believe how like slow this girl is. We've got Sawdust Tom, we got Slow Cow, we got Argos Lib, or do you know what I'm saying? Argos Catalog Lib, Dense Lib. Like, what is this woman? Is slow. She fears how much Mitch doesn't like her. Mitch and his B-Tech level, yeah, SATs level, 11 plus level game, it seems to work on her. And he's like, so who told you about the clout comment or the Instagram? And she's like, yeah, nah, someone told me that in confidence, I'm not really trying to snitch. And he's like, okay, I won't push that, it's cool. Like, but he just reverse psychology in her, reverse psychologizing her, and she's eating it all up like McDonald's breakfast and that. She eventually, he doesn't even say anything, and she's just like, okay, if you don't, promise you won't say anything, I'll tell you. As soon as I heard her say that, I just lost all respect for her, man. I don't not respect her as a person, I still like her, but in terms of like any kind of like, I don't know, like outside of my opinion of her personality, I just don't respect her as a person, innit? She got to do better, innit? And she ends up freeing up the information that it was Anton that did it. Oh no, that's it, because what's his name? Messy Mitch actually says, was it Anton? And you know when someone tells you the answer that you're hiding, you're either faced with the possibility in that second of lying in the moment, or just being like, shit, you kind of got me, you guessed it. And she does the latter. She says, yeah, it was kind of not Anton. It kind of was Anton, but you know what I'm saying? And this Mitch guy who said 30 seconds prior that, you know what, I don't like the drama. I don't like the drama, Lib. I'm here to find love. If it were up to me and you would leave the villa and find love. It's like, shut up, man. Like, you ain't serious. Messy Mitch, who says he doesn't like drama, then goes to create drama. And boy, did that backfire. Wow, did that backfire. Jesus, yeah? Mitch, like the fan he is, he even said in the episode, I always wanted to meet Anton. I always wanted to meet like a fan. It's what I'm saying. My man, Anton was right about you. You're only interested in for the clout. Who in the world ever wanted to meet Anton? Like, it's not like he was one of the cool ones from the season. Who ever wanted to meet him? So for you, anyway, we'll get into that. I'm jumping edit. But Mitch confronts Anton and says, can I talk to you in the kitchen, yeah? You've been talking about me, this, that. Bro, this guy, Anton must have looked at Anton looked at Mitch like, you thought I was feeling you? That a munch, eat it for lunch. Like, what are you talking about? You're a munch. He munched you up. Ate that, mum. Yeah, you got chomped on. Mitch came on smoke, yeah. Mitch was still mad about the failed baby daddy, yeah. What's his name? Lewis. Yeah, he was still mad about Lewis. Damn, Lewis pressured me the other day. Yeah, I kind of folded and that. Yeah, this, that, and the other. But you know what? I'm gonna get my get back on Anton. So he goes up to Anton and says, "What are you talking about business? Why are you telling him?" It goes, "Excuse me." I'll try and do Anton's voice. He goes, Liberty, she came up to me. She's a sweet girl. She's a sweet girl. I told her my opinion. What are you talking about? I told her my opinion. That's terrible, but still, he just goes, yeah, I've got a duty. I've got a duty to protect these girls. Captain Saberho, I hear you, man. I hear you. No, I'm joking, but yeah, nah, he basically just grills Mitch. He says, "What are you talking about? The girls asked for my opinion, and I just told it. I'm not gonna lie to the girls. This is what I think about you, straight up." Now, Anton, where has that Anton been? Where has that assertive alpha energy been? It's been laying dormant. It's been beneath the ground, buried. Yeah, like some Tutankhamun type stuff, some Egyptian king buried in there, and now it's coming out rising. Like the Mummy Returns type shit. And Mitch didn't really know what to say. Mitch was all like stumbling over his words. You know, Mitch can sometimes be kind of witty. He can be kind of like like not, yeah, like sometimes quick-witted with it. He was just choking like he's allergic to nuts or something. This guy was finished. And you know what, yeah, I'm actually gonna give Mitch donut of the day for all of that. I probably should have said that at the start, but just Mitch in general for being a clown, for leading Liberty on, for thinking that he's on smoke with Anton, for then getting put in your place by Anton, fumbling, and then at the end coming to say, oh, you know, I knew Anton was like full of shit or something, or no, I'm disappointed that Anton's full of shit and fake because like, I really wanted to get to know him, I really wanted to meet him. What? Are you a fan? You really wanted to get to know him? Yikes. Yikes. Pause. You know the ones there, pause. Arabella tells Tyler that she's a little bit irked at the Chris situation, but she does appreciate his honesty. Then Chris decides to hold Sophie's hand when going to the beanbag. I think Chris is wrong for this. It's not as obvious as some people are probably making out, like, oh, that's disrespectful, that's rude. I do think it's a lack of decorum. I think it is a lack of respect for Arabella to an extent. I think sometimes if you're a touchy-feely person and you're whatever, if you want to guide someone to something and you're comfortable with someone, yeah, you can. I understand the kind of dynamic of maybe, yeah, like touching someone's hand and whatever, and then releasing it when you sit there. I get it, but I don't think it's a good look in it. When you've allegedly opened up to Antarctica and, you know, talking about, oh yeah, I'm only tell jokes because I'm insecure and all this deep conversation, this alleged deep conversation there, and then you're holding the next girl's hand in front of Arabella. I don't know. I don't think it's a good look really, and I think Chris was out of pocket this entire episode. To be fair, I think we'll get to it later, but his conversation with Arabella later in the episode, it wasn't good. I think he came across as very nasty and very cruel and very patronising and snappy, trying to really play that role of like a mature teacher looking down at a student who's getting more wound up at the reaction. So it's like Arabella was getting more wound up at his kind of laid back, laissez-faire, patronising tone than what he was actually doing. Do you understand? So yeah, Chris, I wasn't really a fan of Chris this episode, to be fair, but anyway, Arabella and Josh speak and they're just talking about how they're horny and how they just sex each other all the time. Hannah and Tyler speak and she just talks about how she's I'm a slow burner, even though, yeah, I don't know why she's talking about I'm a slow burner when really she's frothing as well, because it was her that equally initiated the kiss. Yeah, initially I agreed with Tyler 60-40 because the intent was there. When you ask someone to the terrace and then you remind them of a kiss in a game, that always shows your intent. He had intentions to kiss Hannah 100%. But I'm gonna call it 50-50 now, because even though she may not have had intention when she went to the terrace, when they had their little moment, she actually was the one that kind of like leaned in first. So Chris now gets mad because he's heard what Armadillo's talking about in the villa. That she thinks he's becoming a bit disingenuous, and he's like, what, disingenuous? I just opened up to her, like I told her all these thoughts and feelings, I told her why I tell jokes and why I'm a comedian and all this blah blah blah. So yeah, then Georgia and Kaz speak, and Georgia H basically says that I need to stop leading. There's a fine line between trying to make something work and leading someone on, and Georgia, I think you're spot on for that, and I think you were on the verge of really leading him on, if I'm being honest. If she didn't tell him this episode, I would have gunned for Georgia this episode and tonight or whatever. But she had the realization of, okay, I've tried for a couple days, it's not really working, I'm gonna call it off. I've got no problem with that. So I do respect Georgia for trying, and I respect her for telling Anton. And I feel sorry for Anton because what his approach, his kind of full-on approach of, you know, coffee and tea and kissing and being quite handsy and babe, all this stuff, yeah. If he was doing that with a girl that liked him back, that is working 1000%. But because she never really liked him back, it gave her the ick, it pushed her away, it made it appear that it was coming on strong. Like, how many times do you see it in society, guys? An ugly guy, yeah, can drop some good game or some confident game, yeah, on a nice girl. But because she's not attracted to him, in fact, we can even go one faster. We can even go one further. You see it every time. A girl that likes a man or that fancies a man will even let that man touch them. Yeah, it could be a workplace dynamic, and a man just wants to squeeze past the girl and, you know, squeezes her hip or something. Not her ass, not her breast, just a little pinch on the hip and have a conversation. And then, because if the girl fancies the guy, no problem. It's look, oh, Cam touch me or whatever, hee or whatever. You know, the one's there. But if it's an ugly you, that's kind of annoying in the office, and he tries the same thing. It's like, that game is terrible, don't touch me. That's a bit like, that's coming a bit forward. It's like, right. Girls, that's how girls operate, man. If a woman fancies you, she'll let you get away with a lot more than if she doesn't. So Yeah, and this is a prime example of that. Anton wouldn't be considered full on if the girl liked him. It is what it is. This is the nature of the game. She ends up telling him, and you can tell he's a little bit like confused. He's a bit hurt, obviously. Yeah, Anton's just going outside, boy. Anton's just going outside. But then where Georgia flopped here is she's like, oh yeah, let's just take it a step back. I'm not ruling anything out, but let's just take it a step back. No, that's disingenuous. Like, let's just be real here. If you're not feeling something, call it off. If you want to take a step back from someone, you're not going to want to pursue them later down the line, are you? Doesn't make sense. Yeah, so let's she's just trying to soften the blow a little bit. We all know it's done. So, I mean, I knew it was done before it started. I don't know why they actually dragged that storyline on for 3 episodes. They should have deaded it 2 episodes, late max. And Chris and Arachnophobia speak, and this is what I was talking about earlier in the episode. Chris, he came across as really patronizing and really rude. He just says, he says, like, Arabella's like getting a bit heated, but she's not shouting at him. And he's like, calm yourself down. Let's talk properly. Don't shout. If you're not going to communicate properly, well, I'm just going to walk away. And I'm like, Chris, don't talk like that, because she has the right to be a bit concerned or a bit confused. Yeah, you both agree that you can talk to other people, even though we all know that's bullshit. We all know no one's going to be happy with that. But initially, she allowed it. She thanked you for the honesty. But then when you're not making any effort with her and then holding someone else's hand within 24 hours, naturally she's going to question your motives. That's natural. If you give a shit about what she thinks, it shouldn't be too much of a problem to squash those fears. Just be like, oh, you know what? Sorry, Arachnophobia. I didn't, like, I understand how this can come across. I should never have done that. I do want to get to know you, so like I should make more of an effort to talk to you tomorrow while talking to her. I apologize. But the reality is, yeah, he was so quick to say, you know what, there's nothing more to this, it's done. That says all you need to know. And he's talking about, oh yeah, I opened up to you, I never opened up to anyone. Brother, what are you talking about? Yeah, and I like Chris, yeah, I like Chris a lot. As I said, I like him in real life. But what are you talking about? If you have the capability to open up to a girl, which is something that you never really do, and then less than 24 hours you move on to another girl, it can't be that difficult for you to open up then, can it? Do you understand? Let's be real here. Because if Arabella had this special gift to get you to open up about your feelings, then surely that means you respect her more, you fancy her more, you want to get to know her more, you want to be more vulnerable with her more, therefore you want to pursue her. Nope. He just gave her all the insecurities and then fled to Sophie, who's got one of the most annoying accents known to man, by the way. I've never really been a fan of the Essex accent. It always comes across as dumb, innit, if I'm being honest. Like, no offense to my Essex watchers, shout out you lot. But it just, sometimes certain parts of Essex, they just sound so dumb. And she's one of them ones, you know, when they just elongate their words, just dragging the syllables like, yeah, and it's just like, oh, God. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts, man. Who's your donut of the day? Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you lot tonight. I won't be dropping a video tonight because I'm out, but I'll drop it tomorrow morning, like today, yeah? Alright, cool. Like, comment, subscribe. See you. Peace.